How's it going?
I'm well. How are you?
Not bad.
Jumping in this new record, we've been playing On the Corner, and as well as the Blackbird and the Fox, or Fox and the Blackbird.
Blackbird and the Fox.
Yeah, both just great songs. Just to get it started, how was recording this new record? I mean, it's the fifth Twilight record. Is that right?
It's the fifth. Yeah, it's the fifth. It's the fourth of original material, but the fifth total. We did a covers record.
And how was it going into this one?
It was good for me because I'd spent the last couple years playing with Mark Lanigan in the Gutter Twins, and then we did some acoustic shows, and then I did some acoustic shows. So I think like a lot, playing acoustic music, like traveling around playing it, I sort of was looking for something different to play, what different kind of music to make on a new record. It was probably a reaction to that.
Yeah, I'm always interested in the way I guess a tenured artist. I mean, you've got quite the career at this point. I mean, how do you find that creative sweet spot still? Is it easier these days, or is it harder, or is it, pretty much just a machine?
I wish it was a machine, bro. I'd send it out in the yard and have it do it for me while I was sleeping. I have been writing songs since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And it's just something that I do. I mean, when I was young, I did it to entertain myself. I'm assuming it's probably still the same reason that I do it today.
Yeah. Do you still find yourself, having that wow moment when the song finally comes together?
Absolutely. I mean, to the point of, I'll ditch songs on the side of the road, and if they're not happening, or I'll junk them for parts.
Yeah.
And come back and, take a chord progression from them and use them in another car. So they're all kind of like cars to me.
Favorite car?
Cadillac.
Were there any instant Cadillacs, I guess I should ask, on this record?
I think On the Corner was an instant Cadillac to me right away. I mean, I wrote that song really quickly, and it was an explosion of a song.
Yeah.
So it was one of the first songs that I wrote for this project.
And especially with On the Corner, I mean, it's a great example. Through your career, and especially with this song, you've definitely created a mood with your sound, but especially those lyrics. And even in a recent interview, I think the Spin interview, the word cinematic was even thrown around. But there's stuff going on in that song. There's some dirty stuff.
It's very visual, I find.
Yeah, to write something like that, are you coming up with a story beforehand?
No.
Not at all.
No, I mean, it's all just kind of abstract, and this record in particular, I didn't really have, there was no overarching theme that I was going for, and that's been the case in a lot of the records I've made. I've made them, they become almost kind of conceptual. This one's sort of more free.
So just songs.
Yeah.
Have you been trying them out live yet?
No, we're gonna wait a month to tour. I think we just released the tour dates yesterday for Europe, and but we're not playing until March. But we'll start rehearsing next month in New Orleans.
Though you do have a live appearance coming up. We have mutual friends in the band, Love Jones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I heard you were you're going to be playing with them on their little variety hour.
I am indeed. Ben Daughtry's one of my best friends.
Yeah.
And I've known Ben since, 25 years.
Yeah.
I saw him play with Squirrelbait in Newport, Kentucky when they opened for Husker Du.
We know them well.
And Julian Nitzberg, I think, is filming it. He's also from Louisville.
Yeah.
One of my best friends of all time, and my former tour manager, Scotty Halter, lives in Louisville. He used to run Tooligans.
So you've got quite a bit of a stake here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Cincinnati, so
Right.
It's only 80 miles away?
Yeah, just about an hour and a half, yeah.
Yeah, so back in the old days, we used to play Tooligans and Uncle Pleasants all the time, and we played Toy Tiger with Love Jones.
You've always, in all of your acts, you keep a varied crowd that you hang with, whether who you're touring with or the folks you've invited on the record and everything, so.
Yeah. I love people. I love talented people, and that's I've always seeked that out. So and Ben Daughtry is a genius, really, in many ways. Just like the numerous talents that guy has, from filming, editing, writing songs. One of the best drummers I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And probably one of the 10 funniest people I've ever met.
I can agree with all of those things. Yeah. They told me actually a couple stories when they heard I was going to be talking to you, and these might be common knowledge, but it was definitely
Who did? Ben?
No, this is actually Barry.
Oh, Barry, nice.
Barry was telling me this one. He was telling me about when you were doing business dealings and contract negotiations, that somehow you got a hold of Prince's contract and used that as a template. Is that right?
I did, yes.
Yeah. What's the story there?
I had a friend that worked at Warner Brothers in the legal department,
mm-hmm.
and I asked for Prince's contract that he had renegotiated after 1999 came out.
Right.
And it had all these clauses in it, including, my favorite one was, and this one I ended up using later on, was in the event that you were, that something had changed, you and your manager had to receive this item by registered mail. And I ended up tripping somebody up with that one time and made a lot of money. So thank you, Prince.
So totally in debt to Prince. Another thing, a few years ago, whenever this was, the Israel thing. You know, lots of folks going on tour to Israel. Everybody backed out once a lot of this stuff started happening. You still went.
Yes.
What was the mindset behind that one right there? I mean, you just totally all in.
The show must go on.
Yeah.
And that is it was when I think that Israel was going at it with Hamas.
Mm-hmm.
We played like 5 days after the shelling stopped.
Right.
And I have to say, man, you know, I've never seen a group of people just like it was such an emotional release. I mean, I've never been bombed, you know, so I don't know what that's like. The siege mentality is an unknown thing to me. You know, I'll tell you, it was a very cathartic thing for those folks to come to those concerts that we played, and I've been back there. I'm going back for the third time in April.
Wow. And that's what I was going to ask. Is this something you'd see yourself doing again? And obviously, yes.
Yeah, we went back with the Gutter Twins, and we've been invited back to play this April. So it's cool. It's a nice way to see the world.
Well, thanks so much, dude. Totally looking forward to the new record. I know it comes out here in a few weeks. We're going to keep spinning it. Hopefully, we'll see you in these parts too.
I haven't played Louisville,
mm-hmm.
Kentucky, since '93, and this is from somebody who's played Louisville, Kentucky like 40 times, you know, but not in 20 years almost.
Yeah. Well, come on down. We'll get Circe on the phone, and we'll make it all happen again.
Sounds cool. I'd say hi to Peter for me. That is a great man, one of the best singers ever.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks a ton, and seriously, good luck on the tour. I can't wait to hear the rest of the record.
All right, bro. Thanks.
All right, take it easy.
Yeah.
Bye.